Hi there, my name's Dr. Eddie Weller. At 23 years old, something happened to me in such a big way that it's really compelled me to do what getting Weller is all about. My hands are inside of a dead body, a cadaver. I'm at school studying the body and taking out the heart and the lung and the liver and the kidneys and all these different things. It's unbelievable. I'm telling you, it's unbelievable how we were made. And so I'm studying all these things and all the organs are out on the table, and then there's the spine. And as I study the spine, the nerves that come out of the spine, and I happen to track, and I'm holding a nerve called the sciatic nerve, and I'm holding this nerve, it's about big as our pinky, and I'm holding this nerve, and it's hurting my thinking. Because at one time, there were electrical signals firing through that nerve. So I call my instructor over and I says, "Hey, Doc, I got a question for you. I have a question. I'm stuck, like super stuck here. At one time, there were electrical signals traveling through this nerve at 268 miles an hour. We can measure it when the body's alive." And he looks at me and says, "Yes." I said, "So help me out here. In order to have electricity, it must be a source. There's got to be a source. Where's the electricity come from? Where's the generator?" And he goes, "Eddie, in 26 years of me doing this thing, teaching all of these students, nobody has ever asked me where the heck the generator's at." I said, "Well, help me out. Where's the generator at?" And he looks at me and goes, "It's just life." And then I kind of sat back and I looked around and I go, that's God. If there's electricity in the nerve that is plugging into every cell, tissue, and organ of the body, and if it knows what to do and how to do it, the body doesn't need any assistance, just no interference to its functioning. Sometimes the interference is neurological. The message is from the brain, through the brainstem, coming down the spine, going to your heart and your lung and your liver and your kidneys and your spleen, your eyes, ears, nose, throat, toes. I mean, think about it. Every nerve in the whole body meets at the base of the skull. So if the top bone in your neck, called the atlas vertebrae, we call that cervical vertebrae number 1, atlas and axis. Those top 2 vertebrae literally hold up your head. And when that bone slides out of position, it'll distort the signals coming down the spine, and it will distort the signals going up to the brain. That is what chiropractic is all about. And I have to apologize in advance for the profession and for any other chiropractors. If you've heard a message outside of this, then it's not chiropractic. See, understand that I don't make the rules. I just play by them. Dr. B.J. Palmer developed all of chiropractic, says, hey, here are the rules, guys. Baseball has 4 bases, right? That's how this rolls. Chiropractic has a spine. And the thing is that if something goes wrong with the spine, something is going to distort the neurologic signals coming from the spine. Every nerve in your entire body, like I said, all meets at the base of the skull, and it is protected by a single vertebrae that rests here called the atlas. Cervical vertebrae number 1. That top bone is the only thing, literally, that keeps your head on your body. And when that rocks back and forth like this, you have a hole in your head. That hole and that ring should line up together. And if that vertebrae slides out of position, it will distort the signals traveling down the spine. What we do is establish where your spine is neurologically compromised, find out how it's structurally compromised, because let's face it, when the head slides out of position, like a snake, when the head slides out of position, it will distort the signals from one side of the body to the other. Gosh, my one knee, my one shoulder, my one kidney's failing, my one lung is failing, my one breast has cancer, my one testicle has cancer. Why is it one-sided? Understand that we're not treating disease. We're restoring function. We believe that there's an intelligence in a nerve. We call it the neurologic system. 2 words. If there's an intelligence inside of the nerve, how do I know? You can see me. You can hear me. You're digesting food. You're breathing. Your skin is new every 35 days. You have a new liver every 6 weeks. You have new blood every 4 months. You have a new stomach lining every 10 to 15 minutes. The body knows what to do and how to do it because God gave us an intelligence. We as chiropractors call that an innate intelligence. It's an inborn intelligence that's sitting within every cell in the body. In every cell, like the kidneys are doing the kidney things, the heart's doing the heart thing, and the liver's doing the liver thing, and the toes are doing the thing. Think about it. Ready? Watch this. Stand here or sit here, wherever you're at right now. I want you to wiggle your toes. Wiggle them. As you're wiggling your toes or move your fingers, you're not thinking about, all the muscles that have to, think of the nerves that have to fire down the spine, that have to contract, release, and tell the cells, tissues, and everything what to do by a thought. But if you think about it, really think on this, is that your body is doing all of its things without you thinking about it. It's like, shh, I'm making new blood. No, you're not. You are not. Your body is. Something's in control of that. That's what we work with at Getting Weller. We believe that there's an intelligence in the body that knows what to do and how to do it, and it travels through the nerve system. And if something goes wrong with your nerve system, in time, because all processes take time, in time, the body's going to degenerate and grow into a problem. If it can grow into a problem, if it's caught early, why can't the body grow out of a problem? We are so used to hearing from the outside-in thinkers, the mechanistic thinkers, which means body parts. I have a doctor for this, a doctor for this, a doctor for this, a doctor for this, a doctor for that. There is a doctor for every part of your body. That's in our world today. There's a doctor inside of us that controls all. It's a commander. It knows what to do and how to do it. Your brain sends a signal to your body, and your body gets that message, and it travels back up to the brain. Like a big safety pin, if you will. They're constantly communicating. I call it the Weather Channel, constant updates. But if the brain is sending signals down the spine, and the body is sending signals back up to the brain, why do people develop it? I've got anxiety or depression, or there's a chemical imbalance, or my pancreas is failing, or my colon is malfunctioning, or I've got uterine issues, or I've incontinence, or erectile issues, or if you have a problem, if you know somebody on medication, if you see somebody not performing as an athlete their best, or a student that's struggling, or a relationship that's failing, odds are they have a neurologic issue. There's a nerve issue because the body's made to take care of itself. And when we at Getting Weller establish where your body is neurologically compromised, help you to get out of your way, because it's not your problem. My cancer, my tumor, my diabetes, it's not yours. If it was yours, get rid of it. But you can't. So maybe you need a little bit of assistance. Maybe you need a little push off the fence of making that decision going, I got this, I hope so. We don't do, I hope so here at Getting Weller. We do, I got hope. Because God made us. And if there's an intelligence that we love called innate intelligence, that's your spirit of keeping us alive and animated. And it's allowing me to stand here and do what I do, and allowing you to watch this, hopefully interpret it into a thought and go, that kind of makes sense. Of course it does. Because if you were to fall and break your arm, God forbid, or cut yourself, put a Band-Aid on it, or a cast over the broken bone, you don't sit there and go, shh, I'm healing. You don't think about it. The body will heal. Regardless of age, the body has a healing potential because there's an intelligence in the body that knows all. And if something's wrong with your spine, we as chiropractors call that a subluxation, which is when a vertebrae at the base of your skull slides out of position. It'll distort the signals. It'll compromise the nerve signals in the spine. We have an instrument that we run up your spine, and it lets us know if your spine is or is not neurologically compromised. And if it is, we correct it. It's called an adjustment. And if it isn't, we sit back and watch the body heal. So our goal isn't to adjust the spine. Our goal is to see how long your spine holds the adjustment. The longer your spine holds the adjustment, not this way, but this way, the longer it holds the adjustment, the faster we heal. The fog is lifted. We're better spouses, parents, coworkers, friends, athletes, students. Life, humanity, society is transformed. That's Getting Weller.